In the year 2487, Earth was no longer alone. Humanity had joined the United Systems, a galactic alliance of planets meant to keep peace and share knowledge. At first, it seemed like a new age. Earth gained advanced technology, cures for diseases, and access to deep space travel. But things changed when Earth began building its own weapons. The Galactic Council, the ruling body of the Alliance, grew nervous. Earth had always been unpredictable, too proud, too ambitious, and now too powerful. Without warning, the Council imposed strict sanctions. They shut down all trade with Earth. They blocked access to advanced tech. They even sent patrol ships to orbit the planet, watching every move. Earth was shocked. In Neo-Toronto, a towering city covered in glass and steel, news screens flashed red. Galactic sanctions enforced. Crowds gathered in the streets. People shouted. Supplies ran low. Power grids began to fail. Captain Rhea Solari watched from the command tower of the Earth Defense Coalition. She stood tall, her black uniform crisp, her eyes sharp. At 34, she was already known as one of Earth's top military minds. Born in the slums, raised in chaos, she had clawed her way up with grit and skill. Rhea didn't trust the Council. She never had. She stared at the sky from her office window, watching the glow of the Council's ships above Earth, like vultures waiting for something to die. Her comm device buzzed. Captain Solari, a voice said, "You're needed in Central Command." She walked through silent halls, past tense soldiers and flickering lights. At Central Command, a large screen showed Chancellor Vaylor Drix, leader of the Galactic Council. He looked calm, dressed in blue robes, his silver hair tied back. "Earth has become unstable," he said. "Your weapons programs break our peace accords. Until you disarm, all trade and support will end." The message ended. A long silence filled the room. General Marcus turned to Rhea. "We need a response. Do we beg or do we fight?" Rhea didn't answer right away. She looked at the screen again, replaying Vaylor's words in her mind. Her jaw tightened. "This isn't peace," she said. "This is control." Outside, riots broke out in several cities. Food lines grew longer. Ships sat grounded. Earth's people began to panic. In the shadows, resistance groups started to rise. And in the skies, the Council's fleet waited, silent, glowing ready. Captain Rhea Solari stood at the edge of a choice. Peace or defiance, obedience or freedom. She looked up at the stars and whispered, "They want us to kneel. But I was never built to kneel." The air in Neo-Toronto had grown heavy, not with smoke or storm clouds, but with fear. 3 days had passed since the Galactic Council enforced sanctions on Earth. In that short time, everything changed. Food prices doubled. Power was cut to half the city. Medical supplies were running out. People who once believed in the United Systems were now shouting in the streets, waving signs that read "Earth First" and "We Will Not Bow." Inside Earth's Global Defense Command, Captain Rhea Solari stood before a group of Earth's leaders, politicians, generals, and scientists. The room was dim, lit only by emergency lights and the soft glow of digital maps. A tall man in a suit spoke first. "We can't fight the Council," he said. "They have fleets in every sector. We'll be crushed." Another voice from General Olin cut in. "We have weapons they don't know about. If we strike fast, we can break their hold." The room broke into argument. Rhea stayed quiet, watching them. She could see the fear behind their words. Not fear of the Council, but fear of choosing the wrong path. After the meeting, Rhea walked alone through the halls of the defense tower. She passed soldiers cleaning rifles, engineers trying to repair damaged satellites, and medics treating civilians injured in riots. The world she had sworn to protect was breaking apart. Her mind returned to the Chancellor's face, calm, cold, unshaken. She needed more information. That night, she met with Dr. Anaya Rel, a former council advisor who had defected years ago. They met in an old research lab buried beneath the city. They don't fear Earth because of what it is, Dr. Rell said. They fear what it's becoming. Independent. Uncontrolled. Rhea frowned. Then there's no way back, is there? No, not unless we submit. Rhea looked at the data on the screen. Council ship locations, tree blockades, intercepted messages. It was clear. The Council was not waiting to talk. They were waiting for Earth to break. The next day, she visited a rebel group forming in the outskirts of the city. They weren't soldiers, just regular people, engineers, farmers, tech workers. But they were angry. They wanted to fight. Rhea spoke to them simply. If we fight, some of us will die. If we don't, all of us will live as slaves. I won't choose fear. The crowd didn't cheer, but they stood taller. Back in her quarters that night, Rhea stared at the stars again. The Council's ships were still there, glowing like watchful eyes. She didn't have all the answers yet, but one thing was becoming clear. Earth was dividing. Some wanted peace, some wanted war. But Rhea knew the middle ground was shrinking fast. The Council fleet moved closer. People across Earth looked up and saw glowing lights drifting above the clouds, silent, watching, heavy with threat. They weren't firing. Not yet, but their message was clear. Obey, or be silenced. Captain Rhea Solari stood inside Earth's Skywatch control tower, her eyes locked on the main screen. The orbital map showed dozens of ships, Council vessels, each one capable of wiping out a city. They're not just watching anymore, said Lieutenant Miro, her second in command. They're scanning our defense grid, mapping our weaknesses. Rhea nodded. They're preparing for a strike. Alarms suddenly blared. A red dot flashed on the screen. One of Earth's outer defense satellites, stationed near the moon, was gone. Confirmed detonation, said Miro. Satellite 7 destroyed. No survivors. Everyone went silent. They fired first, someone whispered. But it wasn't over. Hours later, Earth sent a peace envoy, a small shuttle carrying 3 diplomats, sent to meet with the Council fleet under a white signal of truce. It was supposed to be safe. The shuttle never returned. Rhea waited for hours. Then a message came through from the Council. We detected unauthorized technology on the shuttle. The threat was neutralized. She slammed her fist against the table. They wanted a reason. Now they had one. Back at the Defense Council, Earth's leaders met again. Faces were pale, voices low. Some wanted to surrender. Others begged for more time. But Rhea had no more patience. She stood up. Her voice was steady. We waited. We talked. We begged. And they answered with fire. She turned to General Olen. How many ships can we launch? 76, he replied. Not enough to win, but enough to hit back. That's all I need. There was hesitation in the room. Fear, doubt. Rhea raised her voice. I won't watch Earth die slow. If they want war, they'll learn what it costs to corner humanity. By midnight, Earth's fleet began to move. From hidden bases, deep under the oceans, and from dark sides of the moon, sleek silver ships rose into orbit. Engines roared through the sky. Lights filled the clouds. Civilians stopped in the streets to watch. Earth was no longer waiting. Captain Rhea Solari sat in the command chair aboard the flagship Valor 1. Her voice echoed across every ship. This is not just a battle. It's a message. We will not bow. The fleet entered position. Weapons locked. The line had been crossed, and Earth had chosen its path. The first shots lit up space like a storm of stars. Earth's fleet, led by Captain Rhea Solari, moved fast and hit hard. Their targets were the outer wings of the Council's blockade, 3 warships guarding Earth's orbit. Using stealth drives and precise formations, Earth's ships struck from the shadows. Lasers cut through metal. Explosions bloomed in the dark. Target Alpha down. Miro said over comms. 2 more remain. Rhea sat steady in her command chair on the Valor 1. Her eyes never left the screens. Push forward. Don't give them time to regroup. The second ship tried to retreat, but Earth's smaller fighters swarmed it. Within minutes, it was disabled and drifting. The third ship opened fire, direct hit on Earth's cruiser Unity. The ship spun out, hull breached, but the crew managed to eject in time. Get those pods. Reordered. Shuttles moved fast, grabbing survivors as the battle raged on. The third enemy ship was finally destroyed by a railgun blast from Earth's heavy-class destroyer Thunderstrike. Cheers broke out across Earth's fleet. They had done the impossible, crippled a part of the mighty Council fleet. But victory came at a price. Earth had made its move. There was no going back now. As the fleet regrouped, a new signal came in, coded and urgent. "It's from Mars," Miro said, eyes wide. The Martian colony just declared loyalty to the Council. Silence fell on the bridge. Mars had been Earth's strongest off-world ally, a powerful colony with its own defenses, resources, and ships. "They've cut all ties," Miro added. "They're opening their ports to Council vessels." Rhea stood slowly. "Why?" "They say Earth's leadership is unstable, that we brought war upon ourselves." Betrayal. That word burned in Rhea's mind. She remembered the Martian governor, a man she had trusted. She had fought beside him in training missions. They had once dreamed of building a stronger Earth together. Now he was siding with the Council. Rhea walked out of the command deck, needing air, needing space to think. She stood in the viewing bay, looking out at the stars. Wreckage floated around them, glowing softly in the light of distant suns. "We've won this battle," she whispered, "but we are more alone than ever." Later that night, she met with her senior officers. "We're not just fighting a war in space," she said. "We're fighting for Earth's future. If we fall, we lose everything." General Oland leaned forward. "Then we need to strike the heart. Go to Eridon Prime." Rhea looked up. That would be suicide. Or it would end the war. There were no easy choices left. But one thing was clear. Waiting would only make Earth weaker. The Council wouldn't stop. And with Mars gone, Earth had no time to waste. Rhea made her decision. "We go to Eridon," she said. "We take the fight to their doorstep." Across the fleet, final preparations began. In the dark between stars, Earth's warriors sharpened their blades. The last battle was coming. The stars over Eridon Prime burned like fireflies. Beneath them, the heart of the Galactic Council spun slowly in space, a massive ringed planet with glowing cities and floating defense towers. It was beautiful and deadly. Captain Rhea Solari stood on the bridge of the Valor 1, her eyes locked on the enemy planet ahead. Around her, Earth's fleet was ready. Every ship had been pushed to the limit. Weapons loaded. Shields up. Engines hot. There would be no retreat. Rhea opened the fleet-wide channel. Her voice was steady. "This is for our future. We strike now. For Earth." The fleet surged forward. The first wave hit fast. Earth's stealth ships slipped through enemy radar and took out key satellites. Static filled the Council's communication lines. Their early warning systems failed. Earth had the advantage, for now. Then the main Council fleet arrived. Sleek, golden warships appeared from behind Eridon's rings, engines flaring, weapons glowing. They came fast. The sky exploded with light. Earth's fighters danced between Council ships, dodging blasts and firing back. Larger vessels traded heavy fire. Explosions shook the stars. One of Earth's destroyers, the Iron Vow, was hit head-on and split in two. Rhea watched it fall, jaw tight, but she didn't flinch. "Enemy cruisers at our flank." Miro shouted. "Redirect Thunderstrike and Rebel Star to intercept." Rhea ordered. "We hold the line." But this wasn't just a battle of ships. Rhea's true mission had already begun. A small assault team, led by her and a hand-picked squad, had launched a stealth shuttle toward the Council's surface command center. Their goal: shut down the defense grid and force a Council surrender. They landed just outside the Council Tower, a tall silver spire surrounded by energy barriers and guards in white armor. Blasters roared as Ria's team moved in. They fought through the halls, room by room. Smoke filled the air. Sirens blared. 2 soldiers fell, but the rest pushed forward. Finally, they'd reached the Council's core chamber. There he was, Chancellor Valer Drix, standing calm at the center of the room, surrounded by glowing control panels. Ria raised her weapon. "It's over. Call off your fleet." Valer looked at her with cold eyes. "You've brought chaos, death. Is this what freedom looks like?" Ria stepped closer. "Freedom has a price. You tried to make us choose chains. We chose fire." Valer didn't move. "You'll burn with it." Behind her, Miro sent out a signal. Earth's fleet broadcast Ria's words across the galaxy. "Uncut. Live." Ria lowered her weapon. She looked straight into the camera and spoke. "Earth will never be ruled. We ask for no one's permission. We are not perfect, but we are free. And we will rise again, no matter how many times we fall." The broadcast ended. Across the battlefield, Council ships paused. Orders stopped coming. Confusion spread. The people of the United Systems, on distant planets, colonies, and stations, heard Earth's voice. And many of them listened. The Council began to retreat. The battle was over. Eridon Prime fell silent. Captain Ria Solari stood in the ruins of the Council chamber, not with pride, but with purpose. The war was not just won in space, it was won in the hearts of those watching. The smoke above Eridon Prime began to clear. The Council fleet, once proud and powerful, had pulled back into deep space. Their warships no longer circled Earth or threatened its skies. The message Captain Ria Solari had sent echoed across the galaxy. Billions had heard her words. Some saw them as hope. Others saw them as rebellion. But everyone listened. Back on Earth, cities slowly came back to life. Power grids were repaired. Food shipments, once blocked, moved again through newly opened trade routes. The people walked the streets differently now. Heads high, voices louder. They were no longer waiting for permission to live free. Inside the Earth Defense Command, Ria stood before a large window, watching the sunrise over Neo-Toronto. The light reflected off the city's tall towers, brighter than she remembered. Nero walked in, holding a report. "Rebuilding has started," he said. "Mars hasn't responded yet, but a few outer colonies want to talk. They're tired of the Council too." Ria nodded. "Let them come, but we won't beg." He smiled. "You're a hero now, you know." She shook her head. "Heroes want peace. I never had that luxury." Outside, people cheered as ships returned from battle. Families embraced. Names of lost soldiers were read out across giant screens. Ria stood quietly, hands behind her back, listening. Every name mattered. Every life lost had shaped this moment. Later, in a secure briefing room, Earth's leaders met. General Olin stood to speak. "The Council may come back. Maybe not now, but someday. We must be ready." "We will be," Ria said. "This time, they'll know what it means to face a united Earth." The room was quiet. Everyone understood what she meant. Earth was no longer just a member of a galactic system. It was its own voice now. Independent. Strong. That night, Ria walked alone to the top of the Skywatch Tower. The stars above looked peaceful again, but she knew better. Peace was a fragile thing. Then her comm device blinked. A signal. Weak. Old frequency. She tapped it open. Static. Then a voice. "We heard you." Coordinates flashed briefly on the screen. Then silence. Ria narrowed her eyes. It wasn't from the Council. It wasn't from any Earth system either. Something else. or someone else, had been listening. She stared into the sky. The war was over, but the future, still unwritten.